Uh, Quit. Deadpool is anum dumb. K. Kunis Atatu. Screw this crap. Hi there, folks. I'm Deadpool, and I'm here in Ireland to talk to you about a very interesting matter. Seems there's been a few negative reviews of my film. And while everyone's entitled to their opinion, I got only one thing to say. I don't give a fuck. So, since this film that was made pretty much for the fans and because of the fans is strictly by the fans, we figured, why not get an actual fan to talk about the film? And he might go a little bit biased. He might actually give a fair review. Or he might just fuck some dumbass motherfucker out of it. We're not sure yet. So, with that in mind, I bring you the Emerald Gore Society's very own The Giz. Hello, and welcome to another Den of Iniquity. This week, well, as you saw from the kind of epilogue of this episode, we're going to be talking a certain film. That film being the Deadpool film. You'll note the old school Deadpool costume. Why? Because yes, I'm a fucking old school Deadpool fan. That means that before I go on my rant, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. That secret being, I've read the fucking source material! Now with that in mind, I was fully prepared to come on here and basically fuck a couple of journalists out of it for the reviews they'd given the film. Not because they had bad words to say about it, but because their writing style was demeaning to the fans and generally showed a complete and utter lack of education in regards not only the source material itself, which I admit, having seen the rebuttal letter from one particular guy, I can accept. You know, not everyone's into this thing. But the sheer lack of fucking intelligence when it comes to recognizing satire, you idiots. I know you think it's over the top. I know you think that it's misogynistic and all the rest of it. It's supposed to be. That's actually the point. Now, once again, you haven't read the source material. I was going to go on a big tirade about how, journalists have a tendency to do this thing called research before we go along and make our decisions about stuff. But, you're critics. You're not actually movie reviewers. Your job is to go along, watch a film, and say all the horrible things that are in it. It's actually part of the word critique. Whereas a reviewer goes along and does this amazing thing called analysing both the good and the bad. And the only way to do these things is to go back to that word called research. I'm saying it slowly, so you actually get the point. And in doing this research, you'll actually get a better understanding of what the film is doing and why it's doing it. I mean, the whole over-the-top thing is, as I said, part of the shtick. It's satire. You accuse the film of being misogynistic, of playing up to certain stereotypes. Of course it does. And then it represents that stereotype by having a great big honking steel-plated CGI character. All those times you go on about how, it's poking fun and fucking, only appealing to 15-year-olds and, the brain-dead people that, get this kind of thing and just see it as being another mindless excuse to go to the cinema. Well, guess what? It's actually so intelligent, you dumbasses missed the fucking point. The point is, regardless of whether or not you've seen the source material, this movie is designed to poke fun at all the films that you've taken your kids to see. Guess what? You shouldn't have fucking taken your kids to see Deadpool, you dumbasses. That's why it's 16s. That's why you have a problem with it, because you're actually oblivious to the notion that adults can make a movie on this subject matter designed to take the piss out of this subject matter. We, the fans, asked for this film to be made in this way because that's what we love. And if you're dumb enough to think that we would only represent 10% of the attendees at it, then you haven't done, that's right, research. If you fucking had, you'd know that this film only exists because of the fans. Bit of history for you. Part of that research word. A few years ago, test footage was shown at Comic-Con. This test footage went over so well that they went, you know what? We're going to do the film and we're going to do it this way because clearly the fans want it to happen. And these fans have been lining our pockets for nearly a decade with all of these other kid-friendly films that you've been taking people to see. By the way, just in case you missed the point, all those kid-friendly films that you keep fucking referencing, like Thor and Iron Man, were made by a different company. I know you mention it later on, the fact that it is a Fox hit. Here's a surprise headline for you. Fox has notoriously made its money by doing things like this. Don't believe me? Go watch the decade-long run of one of the best fucking comedy series in existence. It's called Married with Children, which you probably wouldn't fucking get either, since the entire thing is, that's right, satire. At the end of the day, your opinions are your own. But never, for one fucking second, belittle those that you see as standing on some form of social strata below your vaunted fucking high horse, which, by the way, was whipped into a nag with that kind of thinking in the mid-1900s. No, you need to realise, you goddamn dumbasses, that while you're off thinking that you're haute couture or whatever other fancy-ass words you make up to make yourselves feel intelligent, while you're indulging in all that crap, we, the tired, hungry, ignorant masses, are busy laughing our asses off at you dumbasses in the grandest tradition possible. And here's a fucking shock for you. We're able to laugh at ourselves as well. Hence, satire like this film. You'll note, for a review of a Deadpool movie, I haven't really talked a lot about Deadpool. That's because if you're a fan of the comics, I don't need to tell you a goddamn fucking thing about the film. And if you're not a fan of the comics, all I need to tell you is, it's satire! You either get it or you don't get it. If you don't think you're gonna get it, don't see it. And certainly don't bother your ass to do a fucking review on it. Do you see me coming on this doing a review of fucking Pride and Prejudice? Alright, I accept. Perhaps I would do a review of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, because it's satire! Idiots. If you want to make your fucking name by going around and reviewing films and saying bad things about them, off you trot. If you think that you can be some fucking highbrow git that gets to belittle those that have a problem with what you say, then I seriously suggest that you look in your own arse and find the stick that's on it and pull it out. Preferably as slowly as possible, so that you get the maximum amount of pain that you have put onto we the readers who have had to put up with this diatribe of stupidity. Not because you didn't do the research or any of that stuff, but because you basically take us for granted. We're the people that made this happen. We're the people that enjoy it. We're the people that, by the way, have gotten the sequel before the first film was even out. Or did you miss that as well? At the end of the day, we, the people that actually enjoy this stuff and will continue to enjoy this stuff and will continue to fund the pockets of those that make this stuff, are the only people that fucking matter to this stuff. Your opinions, while noted, have fuck all to do with anything. Except, of course, proving how, you think that you're better than us. Idiots. At the end of the day, no one gives a fuck about your opinion. No one gives a fuck about your high-handed attempted apology, and no one really gives a fuck that you make your entire career out of belittling the works of others, whether or not you think that they're actually worth it. Your referencing was nonsensical because you reference films while in the same style are in a completely different genre, i.e. superhero movies. Guess what? This is not a superhero movie. It says it on the tin. It is an anti-hero movie. Counter culture. If you want to review a superhero movie in the future, either look at the source material or else look at it from an objective point of view. Otherwise, keep your fucking mindsets to yourself. End of discussion.